Hey guys, Jeff Nunley, Peak Mortgage. Happy soon to be New Year. I hope you had a great Christmas. I'm recording this here. It is the 29th of December, right before 2021. Now, interesting thing happened today. We had the Case-Shiller report come out. And with Case-Shiller is kind of the gold standard when we look at appreciation. Now, when we listen to the news, we hear a lot about the median price point. But in the last video we did, we talked about how median, math's hard, and a median price point does not necessarily equate to appreciation. Instead, we want to look at what is the average appreciation on any particular home in any particular market. Now, this varies from market to market, but when you look at the average, we came in at 8.6%. This is a huge number, and far higher than what we'd seen in the past. But what does it actually mean? I mean, how do we equate this? Now, if we're talking about real money at this point, and we're talking about affordability when we start talking about price appreciation. Well, we talked about affordability a little bit in our last video. We pointed out that even with the appreciation we've had, which was over $30,000 in the last 12 months, we had about a $332,000 home. We would have been over 360,000, and that's just here in Lane County. That's our actual appreciation. So the average home is being sold for a little over 360 right now, typical home. Now, the interesting thing about that is last year we were just under 30,000, about 8.6%, right? Okay. So that said, we were able to prove that affordability actually improved over that period of time because interest rates had dropped, and because people had so the payment actually went down by a little bit. And on top of that, we actually had a fairly sizable increase in take-home pay, net take-home pay, on a weekly basis of about 5.6%. Very healthy clip of take-home pay, which is the number we really need to look at. So what does that mean if you are looking to buy your home? Well, first thing it means is homes are still affordable, right? Even with an 8.9% increase, with the rates the way they are today, you can get the same or lower monthly payment, even if the taxes are a little higher, even if the insurance has cost you a little bit more, and the house is certainly going to cost you more. But if you put 5% down on a $10,000 increase, we're only talking about $500 more down payment. So really, on a $300,000 home, you're talking $1,500. It's not a huge shift to think, okay, at 8.9%, then where are we at? 890 times, it's $2,500. $2,500 more down on the average home. Not the end of the world. And if $2,500 keeps you from buying a house, don't buy a house. Just don't buy a house. You're not ready. Okay. But the monthly payment will actually be lower. Okay. And we were able to prove that. If you want to, look at the video I recorded before this, and you'll see how all that works. Okay. So houses are still affordable if you want to buy one. Okay. But what happens in the next 12 months? Another 7-8% appreciation happens. If rates stay the same, great. House is going to go up by more. It's not going to be terrible, but what if rates go up a little bit? Then it starts to get a little dicey, right? Because it works in reverse too. When rates go up, we lose affordability rather quickly. And that can make a huge difference to your ability to buy a home. Now, in addition to that, if you had bought a year ago, you would have made over $30,000 on your $330,000 typical home. Pretty awesome. Okay, but you didn't do that if you didn't buy. So now you're looking at paying more, and paying more is still paying more. Even if it's affordable, paying more is still paying more. Now, what happens if you already own? Well, think about this. If you let's say you put 10% down on a $330,000 home a year ago. So you put $33,000. So you carry a $297,000 balance. And now the typical home is $360,000. So if we take our 362, $289,000 gets you to 80%. So even if you're not quite there yet, by the end of this year, if we had the same appreciation we had this year, the house will be worth $392,000. So sometime next year, you're going to be at 80%. So if you're carrying mortgage insurance, you can get rid of it. If your rate's a little higher because you got it a year ago and you didn't refinance yet, it's going to be time to refi. Okay? Because you're going to have already in 2 years, just in 2 years, you'd be hitting your 20% equity mark. Okay. Not to mention the fact that your loan is smaller. You might actually already be there. And it might be worth looking at. Now, what happens if we do buy today? Prices go up? Well, if it goes up the same, it goes up the same way. In about 12 to 15 months, as you're paying your loan down, if you put 10% down, you would no longer need mortgage insurance. If you put 5% down, you're going to have to wait an extra year. So in 2 years, you would go from 5% to 20% down. Okay. So even if you felt like you were overpaying a little bit today, number one, you're probably not, because the value in the marketplace is what people are willing to pay for a house. And so if somebody lists a house for 360,000 and there's a bunch of bids at 370, you're really not overpaying if you're in there around that 370 mark. Okay. They just have it priced a little aggressively. That's the way markets are built. Okay. So you can't be afraid of that. We need to come in and we need to make good offers today so that we can win that house and we can get that appreciation. We can get the amortization, the paying down of your mortgage, and you can be in the best possible position with these low interest rates. So, interesting news today. Absolutely. Does it mean the end of the world if you haven't bought? No, it means you just simply need to buy while affordability is still good. And if you have already bought, congratulations. If you bought a year or two, can you imagine if you bought 5 years ago? A lot of my clients did 5 years ago. Imagine what their equity position is like. I am going to talk to somebody in the morning tomorrow. They have over $230,000 in equity in their home, and they bought it about 5 years ago with an FHA loan at 3.5% down. It's amazing what you can do. So, if you need any more information or you want me to fill in the gaps during this, or you just have questions about affordability, what you can afford, or what a loan would look like for you, I am here. There's a link somewhere here where you can go in, fill out a little form, and we'll contact you and we'll arrange a time to do a little meet. It'll be fun. Thanks.